badass family, welcome back to another video. I'm Michelle and welcome to my ultimate lightsaber buying guide. And by ultimate, I mean that I'm gonna take you through the ever-growing collection of lightsabers that people keep sending me and the ones that I use personally. Now I should mention that this is not a sponsored video, nor am I sponsored by any of these companies. However, I am open to the possibility of that. Now in this video, I'm gonna share with you what I look for in a lightsaber for the type of spinning and teaching that I do, and I'll also give you a bit of an idea of the different types, styles, and price points of lightsabers that are out there on the market. And keep in mind that there are hundreds, if not thousands, of different lightsaber companies and brands, and there's a different style, use, and intention for all of them. So the sabers in this video are only a small selection of what's out there. And if there is a preferred lightsaber brand out there that you like to use, feel free to drop the name of it in the comments down below so that other people can check it out as well. Okay, so the one thing that we have to understand is that most lightsabers aren't built for the type of spinning and tricks that we learn here and that I teach on my channels and platforms. So until I find a way to build the ultimate freestyle saber, we're gonna have to be a little adaptable in our lightsaber usage. Now, what I'm personally looking for in a lightsaber is something that is light, easy to move around, has a nice center of balance and rotation, and something that is extremely durable, because you can't do lightsaber tricks without dropping it. And I'll talk a little bit more about that later. And if I were being super picky, because I am, I would also choose a saber based on the style of hilt. The longer the hilt, the more skills you have available to you. Basically, you have more room to play. And I know somebody's gonna make a gross joke about that. Okay, so the first sabers we're gonna talk about are these TX Sabers. I actually have 3 of them. This one's charging. I believe it's an AliExpress shop. Everything is shipped from China, and these are gonna be the lower end of sabers that I show you. They go for around $50 and up, so just keep that in mind as we're talking about some of the other sabers. They were actually a gift from somebody that I know. But when I received them, they didn't have any branding. There was nothing on them to tell me where they were from, so I had to consult the badass family in the community around me, and people sort of turned me on to TXQ Sabers, and I think that's where these are from. So I can't tell you what style of saber they are, but they do have a plethora of different sabers on their site, so I'm sure you would find one that you like. But like I said, I got 3 of them. Only 2 of them worked, and when I first got them, only 1 worked, and then I had to find a way to fix the other 2. I got 1 working, and then the other one just never turned on. However, this is a really great opportunity to show you the guts of what these lightsabers look like. From my lightsaber experience, I would say that there is a majority of the low to mid-range lightsabers out there that are all using the same technology. So they're all using this same light and sound board. And that's totally cool. I think it's efficient. Each brand is gonna have its own encasing and style, so it really depends on the price range and what you're looking for. And these soundboards are all gonna come with the same features. So there's gonna be 12-ish LED blade colors that you can cycle through. There's a variety of light effects that you can add to them, like flame and flicker and flash. There's also a variety of sound fonts. And then you can also control the volume on those sound fonts. Because I prefer no sound on my lightsabers, I do not need my lightsaber to talk to me, but some people really enjoy that. So you do you. The sound on mine are almost always off. And I believe that most of them come with the smooth swing feature, which is when you swing the saber and the sound matches it. So that's all encased in this little bit of technology here. And you control and program all that by doing a complex series of Morse code button taps here on this button. It's really complicated, and a grandma like me, I have to consult the instructions every single time because I forget, like, oh, how do I change the volume? The instructions come in these little packets. Like, the majority of the lightsabers I'm showing you today all came with the exact same instructions. So you know that they're literally all the same saber, just different outsides. So if I want to turn it on, I'll show you this once because it's every single saber. Tap, blaster deflection. I don't know if you can see that with the lights I have going on right now. It's really hard to light for a lightsaber because the lightsaber gives off light, but you need to see my face, so I have to put a lot of light in, but then the lightsaber's not as bright. It's a delicate balance. I don't know if I got it figured out, but here we are. Okay, let's talk about volume. Holding the power button down for 5 seconds, the LED button, but is in wake mode. Okay, so I have to turn the blade off, but it's in wake mode, so that means the little red ring is on. I'm gonna hold it for... And now it has sound. Oh my gosh. Okay, and then I'm just gonna turn it down a little bit for the mic. I don't know if you can hear that in my mic. Okay. Hold the button down for 1.5 seconds. Button LED flash 3 times while the blade is off, but still in wake mode. That's this. And we'll select a new sound font. Like, it's just, it's so complicated.
You have something I want.
Oh. Okay, so now it sounds different. I'm gonna put it on my mic. Yeah, so that's what this does. I can change the color. I'm gonna turn the sound off. Hold on.
No sound.
No sound. So then if I wanted to change the color of the blade, I'm gonna hold it while it's on. It flashes twice, and then it starts cycling through the different colors. Again, I don't know if you can see all of this with these lights. Now we're pink. We're gonna go to a bit of a white. I think it's gonna go into blue. Not a huge fan of blue. It's not my favorite color. I like green and purple and black and red. Obviously, I'm always down for a red lightsaber. I've got it on this peach color right now. That's fine. Anyway, they may be cheap little sabers, but I actually really like these little sabers. I do suspect that by the way that I use them, I will probably have to replace them at some point. I can't imagine that they're very sturdy or durable, but what I like about them is that they're really light, they're really fast. I did change the blade in them. They came with the regular standard blades that are about 3-ish or more feet. They're actually maybe closer to 4 feet, but another saber I got came with these little blades, and I was like, this is perfect. This is exactly what I've been looking for in a saber. Something that's light and fast and not too long, especially when I want to do double saber, because the longer they are, the heavier they are, the longer it takes to retract and the more energy it takes to retract, but then also they just get caught on each other because they're so effing long. So I actually really like these cheap little sabers, and I suspect that you'll see me using them quite a bit more in the future. I just got them maybe a few weeks ago, so I haven't had a chance to play. Also, watch, check this out. Oh, I'm gonna run out of batteries real quick here. Real fast, running out of batteries. Watch this. Oh, you're gonna love it. Okay, hold on, just turn on for a second. Look. Oh my gosh. And it's not 7 feet long like most saber stabs. It's super light. I can do pretty much anything I want. I can move it very quickly. So I'm very excited that I have a actually really functional saber staff available to me that's not super heavy. Like, this is way lighter than the other saber staff that I have, and I do have a saber staff to show you in this video, and this is way lighter. Not as pretty as the other one, but you are definitely going to be seeing some saber staff stuff and content coming out in the future, because I'm super stoked about this. And this is the main reason why I wanted at least one of these sabers to work, because I was like, oh, they just have that perfect connector and they're the perfect size and the perfect weight. One has to work, and I'm so glad that one did. They're a little bit different on each side, but it's fine. I'll make it work. So yeah, I'm actually super stoked with these little sabers, and I think they're a great starter saber. I just don't know how reliable the company is. And if you have ordered these sabers or ordered for that company before, please let us know in the comments down below and give us your thoughts and your feedback and your experience. Like I said, these were a gift, so I don't have any experience with the purchasing process. However, I am pretty happy about it. Like, it doesn't need to be overcomplicated. It's so simple. Probably pretty cheap, but so simple. So this would be a great place to start if you just want a starter saber. Okay, the next saber I have to show you is from MAZ Saber, and this is the MAZ Premium Lightsaber. They were very generous in sending it to me. They go for around 263-ish US dollars, so they're a significant jump from the TXQ Saber. However, I'm confident that this one is much more durable and securely manufactured, I can tell you that. It does have the same technology and light and sound board in it. Again, it came with the exact same instructions, exact same charging port. All of the Morse code you have to do on the button is exactly the same. So like I said, a lot of the sabers that you're gonna see are gonna come with the same hardware. It's just a matter of the casing and the price point that you want to access. Now, I was a little uncertain when I first got this saber because I am so picky with the weight and the style of hilt. And as you can see, this one, while it is very beautiful, look at it, it's gorgeous. It's got this gold trim in the middle, and I'm a big fan of that. However, I'm not a big fan of bulky features on a hilt, and this one does have some bulky features on it. And that stuff can kind of get in the way when you're trying to toss and catch it, especially when you're just trying to close your hand really fast on a skill. However, I was pleasantly surprised with how well this saber moved and felt in my hand while I was spinning it around. It is a titch heavier than I would like, but that might not actually bother you. I wouldn't say that the weight of this saber is an issue whatsoever. Basically, what happens with these bulkier, heavier sabers where all the weight is in the bottom end, my Kyberlight Saber is like that as well, is the center of gravity and the center of rotation is so far down the saber, and that's what makes it really hard to move. But for whatever reason, the way this hilt is designed and the length of the blade, putting your hand in this little gap here actually puts that center of rotation in a really nice spot. Ideally, what we would want is to have the center as close to the center of the tool as possible. For us, that's about right here. The internet hates it when I do this, so having your hand a little bit lower and closer to the blade is going to be the ideal position to hold your lightsaber in order to spin it and do the tricks that we want to do. And a lot of lightsaber brands put their ideal grip down at the bottom of the saber, and that just does not work. You have so much weight at the top. It's really, really hard on your wrists, and it strains your joints, and it's just not good. But this one, where this little indent is in the design of the hilt, is actually exactly where I would want to hold this saber. So that means that it's easier to move around. So I was pleasantly surprised at how easy and functional this saber is. I wasn't expecting that. And it's overall just a very, very beautiful saber. I think that if you were using this and spinning this around, not only would it look really nice, but it would feel really nice. So I think that it would be worth the investment if this was the style of saber that you like, and you can have any blade color you want. I just picked pink. Now, the people at MAZ Saber sent me this saber with the intention that we are going to give this away. And I've decided that I'm going to give away this exact saber that I'm touching with my hands and holding now. I will clean it. I'm gonna do a giveaway when I hit 1 million followers on Instagram. So if you're not following me on Instagram, go to my Instagram. It's at michelle.c.smith. And then when I hit 1 million, we'll do a big lightsaber giveaway. And this is the saber that you could receive. You could be the lucky one that gets this MAZ Saber. It could be you. The next saber on our list is from Lifeforce Sabers. Shout out to Hurley. He's a valued member of the Badass family, and this is his shop. Now, this is the Lifeforce Saber Pro in Purple Splash, and you'll notice that it's a little bit of a different style of hilt. And that's because this saber is made for contact work, whether that be contact saber, contact staff. This is meant to be rolled on your body. So the balance point is a little bit different. And because when you're doing these rolling skills, you need a little bit more real estate in terms of the hilt, because we can get into the blade, but like I said, the internet hates this. I don't know why. Why would anybody hate this? It's just plastic. you know, anyway. Look that people like to police what you can and can't do with a lightsaber. Now, because this is for contact work, this may not be the saber that you're looking for. However, let me tell you this saber is very, very light. This is almost lighter than some of my other lightsabers that have the shorter hilt that's only this long. So that's saying a lot. It's really well balanced. It is a little bottom heavy because I know that the technology of the blade, same soundboard, that same button, same charging port, same instructions. Like I said, you're gonna see the same technology in almost every saber. But because the hilt is longer, we're able to shift the center of the saber a little bit closer to its true center. So that means it's easier to flip around. It wants to spin and it wants to roll on your body. So even though it's a contact saber, which generally contact tools are very, very heavy because you want a little bit more traction so it sticks on your body. And they don't necessarily make those tools to be spun. It's pretty much doing everything without your hands, only using the force. It's cool, you should look it up. But this one is surprisingly light, yet it still does that. So I think that that's pretty ingenious what Hurley's done here. Now, I really like this saber. Again, it's not going to be everybody's cup of tea because it looks a little bit different. You're sort of sacrificing a lot of light from the blade for an extra bit of space on the hilt. But to me, that feels worth it. Like I said, I like to support a small business and I love supporting my students. So this is from Lifeforce, it's Hurley's, go check it out. You'll probably see me using this quite a bit in the future. I just got this new version. So thank you, Hurley. Moving on. Okay, this next saber is where we jump up to a much more technologically advanced lightsaber, and I mean a lot more technologically advanced. This is from BENDU Armoury. It is the Ecoa Adamite Saber Staff. They go for around $755 US. I know that's a lot, but there's a reason for it, so stay with me. And I'm gonna read my actual notes that I wrote for this because this is so out of my league with the type of technology that I'm just gonna read you what I actually meant to say in this video rather than me just talking off the top of my head. And I'm gonna have to turn this off because it's making noise. Okay, let me read you a little story about the BENDU Armoury Ecoa Adamite Saber Staff. So, this is exactly what I wrote for this video. This saber is the first carbon fiber combat ready saber. It was created by a team of mechanical, manufacturing, and chemical engineers. So you know that this thing is legit. Like people with degrees and really smart brains built this saber. Now it was designed specifically with combat and flow arts in mind. It is very well balanced. I will vouch for that. I played with it for one of my transition videos on TikTok and it moves very, very well. It's also extremely durable. Oh my gosh, this thing is going to last forever. I just received this saber. I haven't had time to really play with it and get to know it, aside from the hour or so that I spent with it making my TikTok transition, but you can guarantee that I'm going to be using this saber in the future. It is so, so beautiful. Oh my gosh. It's a little heavy, I'm not gonna lie. The website says it's 5 pounds and it feels about that, which that doesn't seem like a lot when you're just holding it in your hand, but just because it's so long, it's about 6 feet long, and then once you start moving it around, you create torque and centripetal force. That multiplies the amount of force and the weight of it. So it's actually a lot heavier than that, but it's not as heavy as some other saber staffs that I've tried in the past. And it's actually very, very workable. There's certain skills that I probably just won't bother doing it because it's a little bit on the heavy side, but I have so much real estate to move it around and it's heavy enough that even the rolling skills might be possible and it's extremely durable. So it would be really great in a film fight, I would say, because you're not going to smash it to pieces if you're making any sort of positive contact. I'm just gonna read right from my notes and tell you about the tech in this saber because yeah. The Atomite uses quick swap core technology. Features include lightsaber sound effects, smooth swing, flash on clash, blaster block, and lockup. Lightsaber block, stab tip drag, and force effects. Battle Pixel pin setup, KR 22mm 3-watt 4-ohm high bass speaker. It's loud, it's got a good speaker in it. Premium sound font from Link at Repulse LLC. Each sound font has 16 clash sounds, 16 swing sounds, 4 blaster block sound, 2 power off sounds, lockup sound, 5 power on sound, programmable motion sensitivity, flash on clash, and many, many more features. So it's a lot. It's very technologically advanced. And I think it's pretty safe to say that the people at BENDU Armoury know what they're doing. They do also have single-bladed sabers as well. They're obviously not going to be as much as the saber staff, but I think you should go check them out. They're really, really, really beautiful sabers. Like I said, this saber is really, really nice. I haven't figured out how to program the sounds yet. If I could turn off the sound of the saber, I probably would. Like I said, I don't need my saber to make noise. I actually prefer practicing in silence with the tools. If I'm gonna put on music, that's the only noise that I want. But I said it's a little heavy, but it's not as heavy as most saber staffs that I've tried. And it's just, like, it's so, so beautiful. And I posted that video on TikTok and so many people complimented the staff itself, the saber itself. So I think if you're looking to invest in a saber that is going to last you for a very, very long time, if not a lifetime, I think this would be the way to go. I feel like this one would be worth the investment if you're really, really into sabers. Like if you really want to go the distance, you really want to invest in something that not only looks great, but feels great and is just gonna be a showstopper, this one. And even their single-bladed sabers are so beautiful. So many people swear by BENDU. I know a lot of people message me to tell me how much they love BENDU Armoury. So check them out, go find their website and find the saber of your dreams. Okay, now we're gonna talk about some of the sabers that are in my personal collection. The first one that we're gonna talk about is this Kyberlight Saber. And this is the saber that comes in the V5 Master Pack. It goes for around $349 US, and it comes with a bunch of different sleeves and options to dress up the hilt. And I unbox it and talk about it in another video. It's called the 360 turn combo tutorial. So I won't get into that here because this video, hi George, is probably already way too long. But I generally prefer a clean hilt. I talked about that earlier with the MAZ Saber. And this is how I use this Kyberlight Saber. I put nothing on it. I take as much of the bits and the knobs off because I just want something that's clean and sleek. Now, I've used this saber quite a bit in my transition videos on TikTok because when you take the blade out, this saber hilt is actually really, really nice for moving around. It's a really nice size and weight for that. However, it's not the saber that I'm gonna use when I'm trying to do tricks with a lightsaber. I find that this one is a little bit more bottom heavy. It feels like all of the weight is right here. And even if I sneak my way up to the edge of the hilt near the blade, it still doesn't have quite enough counterbalance to move that center mark into the middle of the saber more. So I don't tend to use it with the blade in. I could shorten the blade, that might help a little bit, but I think just the way that it's built and the technology that they use, it just happens to have all of the weight hanging out right here. All in all though, it's a really solid saber. It's really well made. It's a reputable brand. A lot of people love their Kyberlights. It's not too heavy, even though I said that the weight ends up down here. It's not that heavy. The technology is very, very similar to the other sabers that I've shown you with the Morse code buttons. However, this one has 2 buttons, so then it's even more complicated. And I had a really hard time getting it off flashing mode before starting this video, and I can't find the instruction booklet that they sent me, so I figured it out. but it took me a while. So yeah, similar technology. I'm not sure if this is newer or older technology, but it's gonna do all the same things. It's got the different blade colors, the light features, the sound fonts, volume control, all of that. So, oh, and it has the smooth swing as well, durable blade, all of that. So if you wanted to use it for whatever purpose, it's a very versatile saber. And like I said, a lot of people stand by their Kyberlights. I get a lot of comments from people saying how much they love their Kyberlights. And I worked with them. They sponsored me for a video a couple months ago and I had a wonderful experience. So all in all, really great saber. It could be a nice starting saber as well, or it could be a nice saber for when you're ready to move on from your starter saber into something a little bit fancier, more complex. There's a whole bunch of different sleeves you get in that master pack, and there's like a red one and a silver one and different emitters. Like, it could be a really awesome customized saber that only you have, just based on the different aspects and accessories that they send you. So I think that's really cool. Again, I just like a sleek handle, and I like that it's black. That actually makes a huge difference for me. But yeah, this is a solid saber. You'll see me using it quite a bit in my transition videos. That thumb spin that I did, yeah, that's this saber. Ooh, ooh, ooh. But yeah, solid saber, not my go-to saber, but it's certainly a saber that I keep charged and ready to go because I might just need it like that. So this is Kyberlight. Go find that 360 turn combo tutorial, learn the combo, but I talk more about the saber in that video. All right, we've made it to the very last saber on our list, and it's my very favorite saber. It's my go-to saber. This is the saber you'll see me using in almost every single lightsaber video that I post. This is the Consigliere from Elegant Weapons. Now, Elegant Weapons is a French company, and in France, lightsaber combat is a recognized sport. So that's what these sabers are made for. They're really light, really fast, but they're very, very durable. This hilt is top notch. And I got this saber probably like 4 or 5 years ago, maybe 3 or 4 years ago. I don't really know, but I use it a lot. Obviously, you see that I've put tape on it. Talking about metal sabers, I usually have to put tape on them at some point because of my gross, sweaty hands. But I have dropped this saber thousands of times, and it still turns on. It still works. It's still better than ever. So I'm super happy with the saber in terms of durability. I don't feel nervous about dropping the saber. Like some of the other ones with all those lights and soundboards and all that extra technology, I'm nervous about dropping them because I don't want to mess something up. And I've had sabers in the past that are so technologically advanced, but you drop them and then they just stop working completely. However, this EW saber, I've never worried about that, and I've dropped it a bazillion times and it still turns on. It's pretty amazing. I did do an unboxing for this saber on my channel a few years ago, so feel free to go check that out. It's somewhere on my page, but they give you a bunch of different weights for the end here, so you can make it a little bit heavier, or right now I have no weight on it, but they give you a lot of different options for that, which I think is really cool. Rather than just having a standard weight for everyone, it's a little bit more customizable, but it's got a really nice swing center of balance for it. The hilt is a little bit small, but it's very, very sleek, very, very simple. And the blade actually, because they're combat blades, they're meant to be used with positive contact. The blade is actually a little bit more heavy, and you can feel the weight of it on the top end. So that's why this little hilt sort of works, because the center is actually closer to the center of the actual weapon rather than being all at the bottom here. It feels a little bit more even. So yeah, I swear by these EW sabers. I'm actually looking to get another one. I think that I would like their newest version. I think they're around 135 euros, and that roughly would translate to like 160 Canadian, maybe 150-ish US dollars. So they're not bad. Like they're actually in the lower price range, but the quality is very, very high. So I highly recommend the EW Saber. I talk about it often, and because I use it in so many videos, I'm always tagging them. They're the company I would love to partner with. I think that this saber is just, it's my favorite. I talk about it a lot and I tag them a lot, and hit me up, guys. But there's one thing that I really, really, really love about this saber that is different from every single saber I have shown you. And you're gonna laugh at me at how much of a grandma I am. But watch this shit. You see that? Oh my God, well, I'm gonna do it again. Oh, it's so simple. All you have to do to turn it off and on is you just push a button. That's it. That's it. You don't have to do Morse code. You just have to push a button. Oh my God, it's so simple. It's so simple. I didn't know this made a huge difference to me until I got those other sabers and realized how difficult they were just to turn on. But this one, no. I mean, you only get one color, which is totally fine. I am happy for this saber to be red. I love red. But oh, and do you notice it has no sound? Like it's just quiet. Like I love my saber to be, because I just want to practice in some goddamn peace and quiet. I know it's such a like random thing to be in love with about a saber, but one of the reasons that I use this saber, aside from the ease of the way it spins and how I can flip and toss it really easily, and that it's super durable, is that I don't have to worry about turning it off and on. I don't have to worry about charging it. It actually has little batteries in it, and they last for a very, very long time. Like I use this saber a lot, and I've only had to change the batteries once. So that's pretty good, whereas I use those other sabers for 2 hours, and now they have to charge for 6 hours. So yeah, elegant weapons. I think their website is ew.fr. Hit me up. I would love to do a partnership and like find a way to like build my ultimate saber with you, because these things are amazing and I highly, highly recommend. So yeah, this is my go-to saber. I know it doesn't look fancy and it's gross because of my gross sweaty tape, but go check out their website. They do have different colors of hilts as well, and you can get a different blade color. So yeah, this is the one. This one. I use it in every video. You've seen it. You've seen it. Here are some tips for practicing with your brand new fancy lightsaber. Number 1, practice your skills with a staff first. Get the skill downloaded and dialed into your body with your staff so that you can quickly and easily adapt the skill to your saber without too much trouble and too much dropping. 2, build or purchase some type of prop or practice sword, something that's going to simulate the weight distribution and handling of a saber. And that's going to be really, really helpful when you're transferring those staff spinning skills to your saber. 3, practice in a soft space if possible. So if you can practice in a space where there's gym mats or grass even, that's gonna help keep your saber safe and free from damage. If you're out there practicing on cement with your brand new saber, it's a little risky, and that's when you're gonna get a little bit of that damage coming in. So if you can practice where the ground is soft, that would be ideal. And the last one, number 4, keep it simple. A lot of freestyle staff skills are transferable to a lightsaber, but not all of them are, and that's totally cool. There's a lot to work with before you start overcomplicating things, and I am 100% speaking to myself, the queen of overcomplicating things. So keep it simple, practice with your staff first, grab a practice sword if you can find one, and make sure you're practicing in a soft space, and that way you'll keep your lightsaber and yourself nice and safe. So that's it for this video. What a journey we've been on. Now, if you found this video helpful in your lightsaber research, make sure you leave me a comment down below to let me know. And if you want to train with me online, I got lots of stuff for you. You can join my Freestyle Staff Academy. It's everything you need to learn about staff spinning and more. All the details are down below, and if you want a taste of what's in there, start with my free course. It's a badass staff spinning combo that you can absolutely do with your lightsaber. Wow, So thanks again for joining me in this video. I so appreciate that you're here, and stay tuned for a bow staff buying guide in the near future. And until then, enjoy your new lightsaber, and I'll see you next time. Okay, bye.